Alright, so today we're on the War Thunder dev server, and for this video we're going to be going over pretty much all the stuff that's pretty interesting that really wasn't covered through like the dev streams, or you just can't just go on the server and see it yourself. Like everyone can go see the battleships, you can see the new F-18s, you can see the F-2, you can see all those sort of things, but this video is completely designed to show you guys what you might have missed. So the first thing is why are we playing ARB right now? Why are we in a Golan Heights map right now? Well, it's actually because they added something that I know a lot of people have wanted to see for a very long time. And as you can see out there, that is carriers. There's actually two of them per side, so the enemy does have one as well. It's like somewhere right in this area. We'll probably be able to see it once we get closer to it and everything. But as of right now, since like mixed games can happen and you can have like an F-18, for example, on the like same team as like an Su-27, they're actually putting in both of the aircraft carriers for each side. So you're going to be able to see the American one. You're also going to be able to see the ski jump one for the Russians, which is pretty interesting. And we'll get over there and we'll show you guys what they're all about. All right, so we're at our friendly carriers now. And as you can see, we have spotted the enemy aircraft carriers, and you can attack them. You can destroy them. Will they actually do anything towards winning the battle? Not really, but what these carriers are designed to do is actually be a place that you can come rearm at after you initially take off from your airfield. So you will not be able to start off your battles, at least for right now of what Gaijin has said. You will not be able to start off your battles at these aircraft carriers, but you will be able to come back after you do engage the enemy to rearm at them. So I mean, like, I guess it's a little bit of a compromise. I would fully understand, like, if they let everyone start at the carriers, right, it'd be kind of like a little bit of a mess trying to get everyone off of it, and it'd look a little bit weird since like everyone would just face through each other. But you do have two of them. So as you can see up there, that's the American one. This one right here is the Soviet one. It has also been escorted by two destroyers for each side, and it really does not matter which side that you land on, you will be able to repair. And as far as I've tested so far with the Soviet one, if you land with like an F-18 or an F-14 or something, you do get to actually jump off of it with the ski jump, which is actually pretty interesting of a little thing. But yeah, you can land on them. We're not going to do anything like special here. We might even just crash into it to just, like, land quicker. But it's going to be pretty interesting. So you will now have to actually kind of worry about if there's going to be enemies out here towards the carriers, and they're going to have like AA defenses. As you can see, there's destroyers that do this. They also have their own armaments and all that sort of stuff. So it's going to be a little bit interesting just to see how this kind of reacts to it. Also, this might be a little bit low. We'll take it though. As long as I survive, we're good. But yeah, as you can see, you will be able to repair this, hopefully, if it's going to stop. I think I'm jittering. All right, so now we're repairing, and that's just a good thing. I'm like, look, I'm just not even going to try to like land legitly. I was just going to crash this thing in anyway. But as you can see, we're repairing. It'll flip us right side up and we'll spawn over there on that yellow line, and we'll be able to take off on this little ski jump right here, which is actually pretty cool in my opinion. As you can see, we're rearmed with everything. We're going to spawn back on the carrier. So it's not an air spawn. So mind you of that, if you are coming here to rearm and you're kind of expecting to get like an air spawn from this, you will not. Like, I've not seen an aircraft that actually does give an air spawn to. So let's close the cockpit right quick. Press number 5, close that up, and then this thing is turning. Just to remind you that these aircraft carriers are a little bit wonky, as you can see, just thing like jitters and everything, and it's kind of annoying in some ways. But as you can see, we're not in really the best way ever to take off because he's turning. We need him to really be going straight, and hopefully they do fix that. But yeah, as you can see, you can ski jump, which in my opinion is pretty cool. I will go look at the American one real quick. I know these carriers overall have been in the game for a very long time, but like, once again, they got added to the game and they never really had a purpose towards them. Like, we basically only seen them within the test drive, but now they're in an actual game. So you will be able to use them, you will be able to destroy them, you will be able to do a lot of things to them. And I think overall it's quite a positive thing in my opinion. I don't think there's anything bad about them. The only thing that I would definitely say is that the pathing needs to be fixed, because yeah, that guy's turning around now. It'd be a little bit awkward trying to land on them. But yeah, as you can see, the destroyers that are in front of this little carrier right now is like shooting at the ground targets, I think. And I do kind of wonder, I'll make sure they're like right up to the enemies, and I'm going to see like how easy is it to like strafe someone who has landed on it, and then also can I even get close to it? That's a pretty great question. Let's see how like lethal the AI is and everything. But yeah, the same concept over here. They also, and the reason we're going to land on this one too is because they actually put up like a new effect whenever it comes to the actual like catapult system, or at least I think it's new. I don't remember ever seeing it, and if it's not, correct me, but I do think it is new, but it would make sense if it was being new as well, since, you know, we can actually land on the carriers and everything. Yeah, there's a proper way to land on these. Do I care about the proper way? Not really, because we are for time here. So yeah, I'll land it, and then we'll get over to where we take off again. There we go. Take my wheels, get me on this deck, and then let's repair. All right, so we're on the catapult here. So let's go ahead and once again close the cockpit because it does look a little bit weird taking off with this sort of thing. But watch the catapult system because this one is a steam catapult. It actually does like a little steam effect now if you look at it. See, look at that. It's actually pretty cool. It like steams whenever you take off from it. So another cool little bitty effect that is just making the War Thunder look even better every single day. Yeah, I'm going to travel the 31 kilometers all the way over to the enemy carriers. We're going to see what happens with them. How far will they be able to shoot me down? And once we get there, we'll continue the video. All right, so we're at the carrier strike group now, at least the American side of them. And it seems to me that they start firing at you around like 14 kilometers. And we're going to drop some GBUs on them as well, just to see what they can do. I know like this is already in like sim and everything. And like you can just like, you know, destroy the carriers and everything in sim. So it's very, very similar. I just kind of want to see what happens though. Yeah, we're too high of a speed. I forgot about that. We should be able to do this. We've pitched down, right? So we drop all these guys down. Let's just go see what kind of damage it does. And then we'll go over to the next carrier strike group and we'll actually see if they can shoot us down. But so far, it kind of feels like that you're pretty safe if you stay high above them. But just remember that like when you're facing these guys, you can definitely be drug into them. So just like Airfield A and everything, you do have to be incredibly worried about just like the enemy using this as like a way to kind of just get at you, which can be a little bit worrisome. But as you can see, the bombs did hit. It did do a decent amount of damage, but I mean, it's a carrier, right? It's going to be able to take 4 1,000-pound GBUs, right? So definitely is a little bit of thing to it. But as you can see, there's more of a realistic model to it. So it's not like the olden days of like naval vehicles of where they just would take like 2 or 3 bombs and it'll destroy them. They actually do have a damage model, so you can aim your bombs to actually hit a little bit better at them. But basically what we're going to do now is we're going to go hit the deck, and we are going to try to see if we can just fly straight through this Russian one up here and see if it is even possible. We'll see how good this SPA is. All right, we're going to do a mock run because if we don't, this might be our only opportunity. They've not started firing at me yet. Oh, here comes the fire. Hang on, we're going to bob and weave. Oh, let's do, just look at all this like AA. Okay, so it is 100% possible. Okay, so you're not safe if you're on there from somebody just coming in like gun running you. Especially if you like bob and weave. It seems like they're trying to like predict where I'm coming from. I guess that's good then, but then at the same time, it's like it'd almost be kind of worth just going back to your airfield if you need like protection. But it will be annoying because like, watch this. Hang on, I'll just like stand kind of still. And let's just say that I'm getting a dogfight over here. This is going to start hitting me at some point. There's no way it doesn't. Look at all of that machine gun fire and cannons. Okay, maybe they might be kind of dumb. Hang on, we'll get closer. Is this just for show? What is happening? We'll drop our bombs. I think that's just for show. That's a little bit sad. All right, so the next thing that we're going to cover, which is kind of a huge thing in my opinion, but for some of you, it's probably going to be something that's like, ew, NVIDIA stink, AMD stink, but it's frame generation. And I understand a lot of you consider it fake frames. I understand a lot of people don't like this sort of technology. But for me, at least, I tolerate it, you know? I don't think it's right. I feel like that NVIDIA should definitely be putting some more horsepower in the GPUs themselves. But what it does, and what I really hope this does in the future of like graphics cards and everything, is that you can like spread out your like 40 series because you have to have a 40 series or a 50 series at this point to use frame generation. It like stretches the longevity of that card out a little bit more. And like, yes, it's fake frames and everything, but it makes it to where like whenever War Thunder or another game that you're playing is getting more updates and getting more graphical stuff, like for example, ray tracing. Ray tracing right now, I've been having it on ultra and it's been kind of at a playable frame rate this whole video with the fact that I had frame generation on. The thing is that it's not going to help you much if you have like 10 FPS for some reason, which I don't really know how you'd be able to put on frame generation. But I really hope this like helps people have their GPUs last longer, basically. Like, if you have like a 4060 right now, you're able to put on frame generation and you will be able to get a little bit more frames when it comes to War Thunder, which I think honestly is a pretty cool little system. Do I really need it? No, but I mean, if I ever wanted to run ray tracing legitly in the game now, I know that I can, and it will help be at a refresh rate that I feel comfortable playing with. But to be quite honest with you, I would probably turn ray tracing off again. But yeah, I do think it's a really cool thing. I do believe if you do have a 50 series card, you will be able to switch it to 2 times or instead of 1, but I'm not really sure since I only have a 4070 Super. So we have to see how this kinda goes. I don't really see much of a performance hit with it, like in the hanger right here, like where like 93, but hanger like FPS really is a kinda just a weird thing. We're still at 100, right? So like, let's go into a test drive with a ground vehicle and we'll try it out there. So we have it off right now, technically, and we're sitting at let it get stable and everything. I'm not really sure if you can see it that well. Hang on, we'll put it up to the vehicle itself. Down at the bottom right, we're at 87, 88, 85, and we're looking at that. So we'll go back to here. We're at 90 again, 84, and then let's go turn it on. So we're like in the 80s to 90s whenever it comes to our frame rate with ray tracing and pretty much everything maximized. And now we are at 113, 116, 107, which I mean is not a huge jump, but I mean it could be a way to make the game more playable, especially if you're running like a 4060 or 4050 or something like that. Which I think honestly just a pretty good thing. So you may be wondering, why are we in F111 right now, the Aardvark? And the reason behind that is because this thing now has a new feature, which honestly is pretty cool, but I think at the same time, it's one of those that's like not useful in a meaningful way, but it's going to be very good if you enjoy cinematic shots with something like this vehicle. And basically what it is that you can now, if I got the right keybind for it, you can now fuel dump. And what is this plane very famous for? Lighting the afterburner and catching it on fire. So as you can see, we're dumping fuel. It is also on fire right now. And technically with this, you should be able to use it as like a makeshift flare. So like you could shoot off your flares like that and it would still come at you for some reason. But to me at least, it's just a thing that people would use for cinematic purposes. So for example, if you turn off your afterburner again and then you hit that, it's just coming out with white smoke again. And then even if you just tap it, if you just tap your afterburner, it pretty much makes it catch on fire, which I think is honestly pretty cool. I do want to try something though. What happens if like you like slow down like super slow? Because I think you're designed for this thing to like pretty go like to be at some sort of like reasonable speed. You know, let's see if we can like turn back up and let's see if we can like stall us out. Let's see if we can actually like destroy yourself or something. I'm like pretty sure, like I'm 90% sure that like this thing doesn't do any damage, but we'll have to see. Let's see if we can like damage ourselves with it or something. All right, so we're about to stall out. Let's catch it on fire. All right. See, no, I don't think our engines or anything are burning. So yeah, I don't think it does any damage, which I'm really surprised it to be. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty unique feature, I guess. You could actually act like you're about to like crash. Your engines are on fire too. So I mean, it can definitely be a ruse. Like for example, the smoke. There's like this white smoke that you can use, and I use it for like a smoke screen sometimes. But yeah, the F111, very cool, very interesting. We'll use this opportunity to like kind of crash it. Let's see here. Yeah, we can like burn it on the ground too, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, that's a tree, the best SPA in the world. And then we see a bigger fireball. Let's go on to the next cool thing. Oh, whenever you respawn, you automatically dump in fuel. Pretty interesting. The next thing we have here is a new kill cam. Whenever you get killed by an enemy, you're now going to be able to see this like a little box that appears. It's actually going to like show their player card, what vehicle they killed you with, the rounds. You're also going to be able to see the battle rating for that vehicle as well. And I think it's honestly just a pretty cool little thing. You're going to be able to flex on people if you have like a cool profile icon or you have some titles that you have or like the background system. So I fully assume this is supposed to be the time and place where Gaijin is going to start putting in more of these backgrounds, so you'll be able to show off the people, and people will probably buy them for golden eagles and all that sort of stuff. And they'll probably come in like pre-order bonuses and also events going in the future. But honestly, my opinion, pretty cool little thing that they've added, and it should just be pretty cool. And that's pretty much it. All right, so now we're going to actually listen to a new sound which is coming into the game in the next update, which is going to be aircraft coming towards you are going to sound a lot meatier. And to me, at least, I really hope that they adjust the actual going away sound as well, because these sound very epic, and the other sounds that aircraft make kind of sound mediocre. But have a listen to it and tell me what you guys think about this in the comment section. See, it sounds pretty good, right? But like, this is not a sound mod. This is the War Thunder dev server when it comes to the new sounds that aircraft will make. In my opinion, I really, really hope they adjust it more, because like it sounds so good. And hang on, we'll restart it so you can hear it again. But it sounds so good coming towards you, and then when it's going away from you, I don't know. To me, at least, it does not sound exactly that great. That just sounds so meany, man. It sounds so good to me, at least. All right, so now we got the Comanche here, and tell me if you guys want to see like a radar kind of like play test with this thing, because I know this is supposed to be a stealth helicopter, and the F-117 was a pretty interesting little video to make. But what we're going to actually show off today, which is something I'm not exactly sure if it's new or not, but they said it was new on the War Thunder dev stream, so I'm just going to take their word to it. But as you can see, there's the gear going up and everything. And if you want to see this thing actually like hit its little thing out, there you go. This is the Comanche. I know a lot of people want to see it, but the thing that they talked about is you actually have this like control now where you're able to roll the helicopter and it kind of stays in that roll. So like, for example, I can make it do this, and then I'm able to like kind of like angle the helicopter a little bit better to be able to like shoot the gun, for example. So I'm able to like circle things a little bit better because it's like doing it automatically, right, for me, instead of it normally where it'll try to like level itself back out every single time you move your helicopter. So I mean, to me at least, I'm not really a helicopter player, so I don't really know how useful this is exactly going to be. I mean, it should help you a little bit whenever you're trying to like circle something. So like if you just want to keep shooting that same position, it'll help you. But overall, to me, I don't really know the like effectiveness of this new like little mechanic. I do know this helicopter looks pretty goofy though. I do pretty much enjoy it. Yeah, let's get on to the final thing, which is actually something that I thought was going to be a little bit worse, but actually it's not that bad. It's just a little bit confusing. So in the upcoming War Thunder update, there's actually going to be something pretty interesting when it comes to how you will be able to spawn in when it comes to bad weather events. So right now, I'm just going to say this. It makes no sense of how they have it, but I'm going to explain it to you of how they have this system right now. So right now, bad weather, according to Gaijin, is haze, low cloud cover, fog, rain, and storm. That's the weather effects that you will see this new option. As you can see right here, the respawn base says automatic, which is going to be airfield. It says bad weather, takeoff from airfield is recommended. Spawn point has been changed to airfield. Now, here's the funky thing with this. You can just change it back to airpoint. So for most people, this is kind of like a detriment to them, because like you're going to watch this video and you're going to know about this now, but most people are not going to watch this video, right? So they're just going to spawn the airfield all the time now when there's like a little bit of haze or a little bit of rain. And I'm just going to make a point to you. We're going to do an air spawn right quick. This is not bad weather. This is not. Like, you can still clearly see the battlefield and you can still spawn in as an air spawn. So I don't know what this bad weather system is supposed to do. I don't know if they're going to force it at some time. I don't know if different things are going to happen to it, but it's just very weird of how this is kind of just went on. But for example, once again, we're going to be at like a top tier game. This is the F-18C right here. As you can see, it tells me to spawn on the airfield, which is the automatic spawn now. And if I do press this, it will spawn me on the airfield. It's just simple as that. It's just that you can change it. So I'm just like, why was this added? You know, like it's just kind of funky. And yeah, I mean, like this weather is not bad at all. It's just a little bit hazy. And this is probably like the most egregious one to make you spawn over here. I know some people were thinking this is kind of like how they're going to fix CAS in a way, of where they would just force people to spawn on the airfield. And I guess they're kind of like soft testing it. They're kind of like, do you know no better? You're going to be spawning on the airfield from now on. So If it's storming, if it's got fog, rain, low cloud cover, or haze, you will be required, or not required, but you will be automatically spawned on the airfield if you do not change it. So a little bit concerning, but yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about this. It's going to be a little bit interesting of just people who don't know, especially like newer players, because like as you see, we did it in a P51. So yeah, I'm not really sure how exactly I feel about the system, and I kind of wonder, are they going to actually like force it at some time? But we will have to see. So yeah, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and sub to the channel. It is always very much appreciated. And once again, if you do want me to cover the Comanche's like radar signature and just kind of like test it against like SPA or something, make sure to put that in the comments. I'm kind of like torn on doing it just because like the last time we did it with the F-117, it like the radar effectiveness of the vehicle was kind of and I kind of very much expect the same thing to happen with the Comanche. So probably going to be able to get shot down pretty easily. So yeah, we'll have to see how that kind of goes. But I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys in the next Worth in a video.